think one of the most important things that when I thought about what I was going to say to you about the correlation between domestic abuse and football violence was I wanted to be really clear that football does not cause domestic abuse.
No.
Alcohol does not cause domestic abuse. There is a correlation and there's lots of reasons behind that, but perpetrators cause domestic abuse.
Yeah.
So male perpetrators of domestic abuse make a choice to do that. They'll tell you that they don't, and that the woman triggered them, and that they, they couldn't control themselves, a red mist came down and all that kind of stuff. I think men probably say the same thing around football violence that isn't domestic violence as well. But in domestic violence situations, that's not true.
Yeah.
So the majority of men who are domestically abusive aren't abusive to other people in their lives.
Yeah.
So you must know when you're at college or university or school, I definitely know when I'm at work, people will piss you off. They will.
Yeah.
In every walk of life, wherever you go, people will annoy you. You don't backhand them. You don't abuse your power in order to control them. You do not physically assault them. Yet perpetrators do, and then say that they couldn't help themselves. Is that it would be very, very rare for someone to go to a football match, get all worked up, and we'll talk about what I think happens there, get all worked up, come home and abuse their partner after never having abused their power in that relationship before. So there never being any coercive control, there never being any form of violence. I think it was very rare for that to start at the football match. So it will exacerbate it.
Yeah.
But that would also, so the kind of domestic abuse would already be a pattern. I would be guessing that because football is our kind of national sport, lots more people, lots more men go to watch football. There's a lot more, it's more televised, there's more of, when there are large football events, so the World Cup, things like that, then so there are more people. So I would imagine that it would be easier to see the correlation. I also think that we do have a culture of drinking and football. So kind of going to a football match, having banter, losing at the local derby, alcohol may exacerbate that, and it may escalate from coercive control into physical violence. Because I work with young people now, and the cost of living crisis is hitting young people much harder than it's hitting anybody else, in terms of housing, in terms of, so we've got young people on benefits, they have the lowest amount of money on benefits under 21, and, just the basics of being able to pay for your electricity and your gas and your food.
Yeah.
What do you have left out of that? The fact that, how are you ever going to afford to buy a house? It's all of those things on the back of a pandemic. I mean, I couldn't imagine for the life of me being 16, 17, 18 and being stuck at home. It's kind of no surprise if you're telling me that there is now a rise in football violence. I'm not surprised. We have to recognise that young men are buying into this kind of Andrew Tate stuff for a reason, and we need to look at what that reason is. Why are they feeling so disenfranchised? Why are they feeling they don't have an agency to be any different? So we talk a lot about kind of like social media and the effects that has on women and their body image, but actually we need to look more at kind of the effects that has on young men. And I think it's really important not to separate young men and young women to do that work. I think you do it together in a room, you do that education around healthy relationships and what healthy relationships are.